Hey guys, back with another video. So I am just gonna I gotta do something to my plane, I gotta do something to the TA, I gotta do some cleaning. I just got finished working on that boat finally, and it's well, it's annoying, but I'll get a different ESC at some point, or maybe get that one to work, whatever. Let's get on to the video. So I was at church yesterday, man, that sermon hit crazy. And it talked about, long story short, it was about the story of Jacob and how he fought with God for like a whole night, I think. Eventually God basically was like, hey, your identity is through me and not the things of this world and like what you're trying to chase, because essentially Jacob was like the problem child once Esau came out, and Esau got the blessing, you know, as a baby and all. And well, Jacob wanted that, and you know, he's always chasing something. He's always running around. And finally he stops and fights God and goes, you know, who are you? What are you doing? Why are we keep fighting? And it's just kind of crazy because it shows God's mercy for somebody who's literally fighting against him. It's like, this guy could crush you like that, you know? So it's pretty cool to see that. But it's even cooler to see how God defines him. And he's like, the things you're chasing, dude, ain't it. And it's actually a really good point, especially with how this world is going, is that we're always wanting more. We're always like looking for the next best thing. And I'm flipping guilty of it. That's for dang sure. I'm speaking from experience too. You see all my videos, it's like car after car, RC car after RC car. And it's like, dude, what are you doing? So I just wanted to share that with the YouTube channel, because I think it's pretty important that we replace the things and our desires with God. And I'm not saying don't, you know, just give up, don't work hard. You don't need to do that. But it's like, don't take so much pride in the things of this world, because it's never enough. There's always somebody that's better than you at something. And it's not even about being better, it's just about taking pride in something, so to the point where when somebody beats you in your own game, you're like, well, what the heck, man? Like, man, I'm a piece of crap. Like, no, don't let this define you. It doesn't even matter. It's an RC car. What? So, it's just, you know, that's a struggle that I think this world is going through, because we're working, we're hustling, we're the best hustle. We work 180 hours a day, and it's like, okay, I'm confused. You're trying to identify your worth through something when you should be identifying it through someone. And the sermon made a good, or the pastor that was talking made a good point, is that, you know, in Genesis, God talks to the dirt, tells it, hey, grow some things, and then talks to the water. He's like, hey, grow some things. But when he creates, this is when he created water and dirt, when he creates a human, or Adam, he talks to himself, and he's like, as he's creating him, and that's kind of powerful, because it's like, okay, I'm losing my train of thought. Basically, our existence comes from God, not from not the things of this earth. Whereas, you know, dirt created plants, trees, whatever. So those trees, plants, and whatever go to dirt, which goes to God. You know what I mean? Whereas we're just like, okay, this stuff didn't do anything for us. It's just passer time. Hopefully I'm making sense and not confusing people. But the bottom line point is, don't identify through the things that you're building or that you're into, because you're always going to be left wanting more, wanting the next best thing, and it's never going to be enough. That's the bottom line here. Chase God. That's very cliche, but it's true as crap, because we are always looking for the next best thing. Anyway, I have to replace these guys. I got this off eBay. The pivot balls on the NTC. One of them broke. I don't know where it went, just disappeared. So I'm gonna throw that in. I can finally drive this thing. You would drive it, it would go straight, and then it would start to like turn because the wheel, I think it's this back one, you know, just boop, 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 boop. See ya. I'm going left, actually. Then you try to counter steer, and it's like, ha, nice try. So that's the sermon for this weekend. It hit in the moment, that's for sure. I don't usually keep my projects very long. I end up kind of cycling through them because I get too attached to things, and it's hard to get rid of stuff. I mean, it really does. You get attached to it. You're like, I need this, and it's like you don't use it for 10 years. Somebody else could have used that. So I kind of run through RC cars, and I get annoyed because I'm like, man, that was a nice car. I should have kept that, but that lasts all of a couple minutes, and then you're on to something different. There's the pivot ball cover. So you see it missing. It holds the, as you can see, it moves in and out. Well, it's usually holding that still, holding it outwards. So that's what broke, and don't even know how that breaks. It's not like it's contacting anything. Nothing's contacting that, so I don't know. I work on stuff strictly for fun. As you can see, more of my videos are more working on stuff than you know, using it. Almost, I have like one video of the car's running. And that's the one that barely runs well. You know, and that was the other point you made, is that we stay busy. We're so busy. We think busyness is godliness. We think, oh man, we're doing great because we're staying busy. We're staying out of trouble. But you know, busyness is not always what God wants for you. He wants relaxation and peace. You're not stressing over nothing. He wants time to be with you, so. Okay. This ain't doing the thing. It's different for everybody. You could chase something and still be really attached to God. It's not even it changes per person. It's not the same for everybody. You could have 18 million, or you could have a wall of RC cars, and it's a matter of where your head's at every time you're, you know, what are you thinking? What overwhelms you? Okay, bring it to God. Don't run away from it. Don't run away from your problems as well. That was the other one, which pretty cliche as well, but it's like, bring them to God, man. He wants to talk about them. Let's get through this. Don't just keep putting off until the next month, to the next year, and then it's like, then it's 15 years later, and you got this big ball of problem that you're like, how did I even, what? So, I don't know. I'm rambling now. We're going to work on the plane as well, because the plane, ooh, that thing is cambered way out. You see that? The plane has a bad rudder with a D, not a 2 T's like I spelled it the other day online. Can't tell if I'm going in or out. I'm going out. Oops. I want a little bit of positive just to burn out the tires a little more. That's good. It's a little too much, actually. But outer camber will give me a little weird steering as well. Very touchy. Okay, so the NTC is fixed. That was easy. It's just a matter of waiting for the parts. So I got these hinges for the rudder, little tiny hinges. I was gonna use tape, and every time I used tape, it was too much friction Even if you put the tape in the creases so that it had the crease, it was weird. It wasn't working. I couldn't get it lined up straight, so I figured if I glue it in place and have like a stilt to hold it, or like a tape just straight across to hold the rudder straight, that'll keep it straight if I have, you know, hinges like that, and it can just boop, boop, boop. So let's get into that now. This is a UMX Turbo Timber, tiny guy. I don't need this anymore, it's trash as well. Keep my motor sheets. It's a dyno sheets, you know, that's all the power. Nope, not even close. I still have all the original parts to that boat just sitting in a bag, ready to be thrown back in. So here is the Turbo Timber. This guy, I bought it like this. Dude for some reason painted it. I think that's weird, but to each their own. I kind of got screwed out of the deal. It was, I got taken for a ride. That's what happens, you don't look at things very closely when you buy them. So, note for everybody out there. But I like landed the plane and that thing just broke right off. It was held on by like a seam of glue that was not going to do anything. So these little hinges should do the trick, which will be held on by Gorilla Glue. These like Tyvek tape from a job site years ago. People would leave these rolls just hanging out. I don't get it. There you go. Oh, I want to put that on. Stuff is so tiny and delicate, so you just smash it on there. You know, you don't even. Who gives? Just. Oh, that's the other thing. I gotta freaking center the rudder. Hang on, it should center itself after I plug it in. Oh, there it goes. Wait. Oh no. No, it's not centered. Is it? Sure is not. It's all the way to the right. Alright, give me 1 second. Alright. Okay, so rudder should be straight. This is going to be screaming at me for a little bit. Hopefully that's not annoying. It's probably really annoying. But I guess if we shut it off straight, it'll stay straight, huh? Sure it will. Alright, let's do that. There we go. Okay. So now I can tape this. I'll put a hinge on top on one side, right there, and then a hinge on the bottom on this side. Just do a strip of tape between them, like duct tape. Well, I shouldn't do duct tape, but some electrical tape will do. It's really annoying doing this, honestly, because there's really no good way to hold the plane while you're taping it, you know? I didn't pull enough tape off the roll. There it is. Alright, let's break it. Not the plane. Alrighty, so now clean off my table here. This is insane. Now we get some Gorilla Glue and prop this thing up on its nose and just let it glue. I don't know why the plane leans so hard. It has to do with these, yeah, it has to do with the feet. There we go. I gotta wet down or dampen one side here. I'm really hoping this works. This would be awesome. Really, I've flown it once and it fell apart. Like, the guy's like, yeah, I did a little bit of work to it to make it, you know, back together. And I'm like, okay, it's probably not that bad. Oh, it was horrible. So I was kind of a dork on this one. I'm not even gonna lie. I shouldn't have bought it. But you work with what you got. Make sure that your hinge is over top the crease area. Hardest part is going to be holding it there. I only have one tiny C-clamp. Oh, I know what to do. This is going to be heavy as crap. This is going to be basically the weight of the plane. And about 7 of you just cringed screaming, no, please God, don't do that. But you know, too much. Yeah, it ain't gonna work. God dang it. This is gonna be a tough. God. Maybe not. Hang in there, little buddy. Just stay there, you know, don't move. Of course, the rudder isn't straight at all. Oh, this is going to be a pain. I know it. The whole process of this is just going to be unbearable. I wish there's some quick setting glue, but they don't really have that for this stuff. Foam tack, I think, but I don't have it. Yeah, this is just not working. I knew this was going to be a problem. Okay, it's sitting there. Maybe I'll just do one at a time. Yeah. Very tedious, but one at a time seems to be doing the job. And then just hang it by its snout or something. There we go. That should stay. Alright. I'll keep an eye on that. Alright, now I'll wait to do those hinges another time, but for right now I have to clean up my area because it is a freaking mess. It just keeps getting worse. Alrighty, I just wanted to do a little video on that, all this that I did, and that's it. I'll see you guys next video.